Welcome back. I'm Joe. This is my bike Elizabeth. She's a Keeway Superlight 200. My throttle cable finally went bad on me, so I had to order one, and it came in the mail yesterday. So for today's task, I'm going to replace this. Let's get started and have a little bit of fun. The first thing I did was drain all the fuel from my tank, so when I take it off and tilt it on its side, I don't get no spillage out the cap. This bolt right here is a 12mm socket. I already got it pre-loose. And no, this is not an original bolt. This is something that someone made work. And I keep using it because it works, but definitely not original. Let's get that out. And they had this bolt's so long they had a washer that's really thick, like a spacer used as a washer. There's another spacer right here that I'm going to pull out. We're going to throw both these spacers on this bolt. Put the nut back on. Set it aside. Now with this tank, we're going to grab it and tilt and pull. And there's little knobs that the tank slides over, and the tank has grooves. I'll show you in a second. So here's the knobs. I'm taking them off because they like to fall. And right there is the grooves that go over that. But I'm going to set my tank right here for now. First thing you'll do is remove this Phillips head screw. Set it somewhere safe. Down below, there's another Phillips head screw you need to get out. Set it somewhere safe. Be careful. You have to turn the throttle grip to get it loose. And I already have the cable popped off. But you see where it goes in, and it comes out the bottom once you take that screw out. Now that I got this off, I can bring it back through the bike. And I got it to where it's free to hoist to the cap of the carburetor. I'll take this cover off. And then right here is the cap to the carburetor. Just gonna unscrew it, pull everything up out. And as you can see, should be able to just push in to get the throttle cable out. Might take a couple of times. It's in there pretty good. And then see a little plastic washer to spring the cap, and then your cable. To get the throttle cable off of the cap, it just pops off. I'm going to go get the new throttle cable and put it all back together here in a second. Okay, we got the throttle cable, the spring. I have to push down and try to hold it down. Got the washer, put it on top of, put that cable through on top of the spring. Then, see how it goes? Up through, down in. Make sure everything's correct in there. Everything looks good. All we gotta do is put it back down in correctly. There's a little notch for the idle screw, and this slides over 2 pins inside the carburetor. I'll take you in for a closer look. You see? You gotta slide them down over top. Line them up. It drops down in. Put the cap on. Now, feed it up through the frame, up past the plastic, put the screw back in the plastic, bring it up and around. You see, the throttle cable goes there, and then there's a screw that goes there that holds it all in. Now, I'm going to take this cable, feed it up through, along the frame, through that plastic piece, come out front, bring it out, bring it up, bring it around, Get that cable ball up in there. I'm going to put this bottom screw in, but not the whole way, but I'll tighten it up here in a little bit. Alright, the next thing we need to do is get that little ball to go in that hole, down that slot, and around there. So, let's line her up. May take a couple times. So, when the ball goes in, you twist towards the front of the bike after it goes in to get it in line, and then back towards you. And as you can see, we're lined up. Now I can turn this around, get everything fitted back on, screw back in. Once we get that screw in nice and tight, come back down underneath, finish tightening off that part of the throttle cable, and we're hooked up. I don't need a whole lot on there, just enough to hold it out of the way. This is where the rubber mounts for the gas tank go. And right here is what hooks over top of them. Here we go. Bolt, washer, down through the spacer in the hole. That is the bolt that I just put in at the back of the gas tank. Now everything's back together. The throttle cable job is complete. I just wanted to thank every one of you for tuning in. And I'll be doing updates on this bike regularly. So I look forward to seeing you at the next one.